Okay, we're about ready to start with the Wake Forest. Guys, you want water?
I thought we played another outstanding game today, and credit to Miami for the win. Coach Larinaga has one of the best teams in the country. They're elite on offense, and I don't think they get enough credit by the way they defend. Their guards are really fast. They can really move their feet. They're physical. They're handsy. And then Miller and Omir are really good inside. And so they have an outstanding team. I just thought that we had tremendous effort, fight, resiliency, no quit. I thought we represented our team and our school to the highest level today. Had a chance to win it. Would have been a hell of a story if you could have made it. Back-to-back buzzer beaters would have been something else, but it wasn't in the cards. I thought that when they extended the lead, they hurt us on the offensive glass, transition D, and some of our turnovers. They were very opportunistic in that respect. I thought we did a good job of really guarding them in the half court when we got them in the half court. We went 7 for 14 from the free throw line, and that probably ended up hurting us. And we're a better free throw shooting team than that for sure. And so when it gets down to a narrow margin like that, it makes it harder. Last thing, we've played. We've had 13 games decided by 3 points or less this year, 13, and we're 6 and 7. So don't blame the players, blame me if anybody's unhappy with that. But that's how thin the margin of error is. That's how hard the league is. That's how tough the schedule is when you have that many close games. And these guys have been unbelievable to coach, especially these two. Tremendous players and tremendous people. And so open up for questions.
Raise your hand. Let us get the mic to you. First question to our left.
Les Jones, 24/7 Sports, Deacon Digest. Coach Forbes, down like 16-17 the second half, things looked fairly bleak for a while. What was the key to kind of making the comeback? And it seemed like a lot of that happened on the defensive end.
That was it. We stayed positive the whole time. You can ask them, even me, which is hard, right, Ty? Yeah, all right. But, we just felt like we could string some stops together, we could score. And I kept telling them if we get it under 10, okay, we got a shot. And then we got it to 6, whatever. And then we got it to the last median. And we're like, okay, we just got to win this median, we win the game. And you got to give them all the credit. They just kept fighting on the defensive end and got some block shots, got some rebounds, got some steals, made some tough shots. I'm sure Miami probably sometimes that happens when you get the lead. You play maybe you slow down a little bit. You're not trying to, win the game. You're just trying to win the game and not score. I don't know. I thought we did a good job guarding them, and I thought we did a good job guarding them the whole game, really in the half court.
Middle of the room.
Coach, going into year 3, what's the next step for this program to continue to evolve and grow?
Yeah, I'm glad you said year 3 because that's correct. And a lot of people think this is year 4 from coming up, and it's not. I can promise you that. I think the next step is to play to win to finish in the top 4 in the league, to play on Friday and Saturday here. We got to Thursday, now we got to get to Friday and Saturday, and to have a good seed in the NCAA tournament and win some games in the NCAA tournament. That's always been the plan every year, and we got some good young players that got to get better. Cameron and Damari made tremendous strides this year as players. Matthew Marsh, Bobby showed what he can do late in the year. So I think we're in a good place. We just got to continue to add good players and continue to work hard. And, I think we're definitely on the upswing with this program.
Third row.
Cam Lemons, Deacon Digest. Ty, you got a standing ovation when you checked out of the game with the 5th foul. You've played basically every minute for the last 3 months. Just what has this school and this journey meant to you over the last few months?
Everything, you know. I feel like when I got here, you know, I got a fresh start, you know. Been grinding in the gym, you know, since the summer. So, you know, we took the foreign trip, you know, and I feel like, you know, we really, you know, bonded and, you know, came together, you know, as a team. So, you know, and then the support from, you know, the community, coaches, you know, the staff, players, even, you know, the workers on campus, you know, it's just been outstanding and amazing, you know, and I couldn't be more appreciative.
I mean, he had an historical season, guys. He led the league in scoring and assists, second in steals. I mean, come on. You can't. That's unheard of. And, man, what a great player. What a great guy.
Left aisle.
Josh Graham, WSJS. Coach, after having to sign 9 a couple years ago and 6 last summer,
Yeah.
how confident are you that many of the same guys we saw today are going to be back on your roster next year? And what might that mean, that continuity moving forward?
I mean, who knows? In this day and age, you know, we'll have, you know, our meetings here shortly and talk about all that. But, yeah, I mean, obviously we have some really good players that are young. And you know, they're going to get better. And they're going to work hard in the spring and the summer and have a little bit of chip on their shoulder from this, right, and to come back. But I'm not going to put a number on it because everybody does what's best for them in this day and age. And so I don't know. You know, we'll have I mean, I feel pretty confident on what I know, but until it happens, I mean, I think that it'd be the wrong thing to say right now, you know. And so we'll give them some time and have our meetings and kind of see where it's at. Hopefully we're not done playing. We'll see.
Also a couple of questions for Davian as well.
Ben Conroy, Deacons Daily. Davian, after playing under Coach Forbes for 5 years and coming to the end of your final ACC tournament, can you just talk about the journey that you've been through with this team and just through the years of your college career?
I'm just grateful for everything, you know what I'm saying? The journey's been fun. I just never forgot where I came from, you know what I'm saying? And at ETSU, I grew a lot there, not only myself, but just not only as a basketball player, but as a person, you know what I'm saying? And this staff has a lot to do with that. And when he took the job here during COVID, it was just like a dream come true to be able to finish my career not only in the ACC, but under guys that I know that I can trust and I know that actually love me, like not only as a basketball player, but as a person. So the journey's been great, and I'm extremely appreciative for everything that I've been through, the ups and the downs, because it made me into the person I am today.
Front row.
For Tyree, Skip Foreman with the Winston-Salem Journal, you fought, the whole team fought till the end. What was in you when the game was 17 down to get you to come back and put this thing down to the wire?
And you know, in every huddle, you know, even if I was down or anything like that, you know, even our coaches, you know, they wasn't even too worried about the score. Even if we was down 18, 17, 16, they weren't worried about the score, you know. They told us, you know, we come in, win the media, we down by 9. Come in, win the next media, we winning or we tied up, and then it's the last media, and then, you know, so I feel like, you know, we had the confidence, you know, even if when we were down, so I wasn't really too worried.
I didn't know we were down that many, to be honest. I had no idea.
Left aisle.
Davian, Steve Reed from the Associated Press. I was curious, I know it's a long shot, it's a half-court heave, but just from your eyes, did you think it had any chance of going in?
Every time I shoot, I think it's going in, but it just didn't fall for me today.
You didn't follow through? Yeah. No.
To our left.
Steve, you said hopefully we expect to be playing. How confident are you that you're going to get an NIT bid?
I'm not very confident in anything when it comes to postseason play where I sit. I don't think we always get what we deserve. I always tell the players that you get what you deserve in this game of basketball. What you put into it, usually you get out of it. So I'm not. It doesn't matter what I think. You know, unfortunately, you know, what you do in the league really doesn't have anything to do with postseason play or anything like that. It's just metrics, you know, and so I don't know what our metrics will look like today. I just know that our last 3 wins, we went down. 2 of our wins, we went down in the net, and the opponent that we beat went up more. And then last night's win, we stayed the same. So, I don't know. You guys seen us play. I think we're pretty good. Somebody told me last night that somebody said that Wisconsin only had one bad loss, and that was to us. I mean, that's embarrassing for somebody to say that, to be quite honest with you. And that's kind of where we're at with this stuff. I mean, that's an embarrassing statement. And I actually think one of our best wins is at Wisconsin. It's a tough place to play. These guys have fought hard all year long, man. I wouldn't want to play us.
Third row.
For all three of y'all, I mean, Steve, you mentioned that you guys played 13 games decided by 2 points. By 3 points. You lost Damari for the season. It's been an emotionally exhaustive season for all three of you. What lessons do you want to instill for the next year's team, whether who's here or not here for now?
Davian.
Go ahead, David. Got any lessons for us, David?
I just tell them to stay resilient like we did this year. Even though there was times a lot where we was down this year, like not even just in the score, but, just being healthy. You know what I'm saying? We continue to just come together as a team. So I would just tell them next year to just continue to do that and just listen to the coaching staff and try to execute the game plan because they're not going to steer us in the wrong direction. So I just try to tell them that.
Tyrique.
Yeah, I'll just piggyback off, what D. Will said. Everybody, has to trust each other. I feel like if you have that trust within everybody on the team, I think anybody can go a long way.
I mean, for me personally, I think it just comes down to, when you have these really close games, you have to execute both on offense and defense at the end of the game. And, sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. And that's no reflection on the players. It's just how it went. I think we got better defensively over the week. This week, played pretty good defense. I think that we definitely that's an area we need to improve on. I don't think it's a scheme thing. I think it's just physicality, length, and size. We need more length on the perimeter. These guys are small guys. We need more physicality and rim protection at the basket, and we got to get more depth. I didn't start the season thinking, we'd be down to this many players, and it started with Jake going pro, and then, Jao getting hurt, and then Damari getting hurt, and it just kind of dwindled. But no excuses. But I think that's something we got to shore up in recruiting.
Last question to our right.
Coach David Glenn from chapelboro.com. I've covered the league for 35 years, and it's pretty rare for somebody who was a good player at his previous school, but maybe not an elite player, to come to the ACC and then become the ACC Player of the Year or win one of the awards. What have you've now done that 2 years in a row with two different players.
Yeah.
What goes into that? What did you see that made such a good fit? And Ty, what was it about Wake or Coach Forbes' system that somehow brought out an even better version of you than what you showed in the SEC, for example?
Well, for me, I worked at McDonald's in 1979, I think I started. And they had the secret sauce for the Big Mac. It's called secret sauce, so I'm not telling you. I don't know. I ain't got no secret sauce. I mean, I think it's the player, not the coach. You put them in position. I've always believed that being a coach is just putting your players in position to be successful. And how do you do that? Sometimes you got to change as a coach too. We got to tweak some things and run different off. We didn't run the same things this year we ran last year. But I do think we do have a system of play that is a good way to play, and I think he came and took advantage of that situation. I think in recruiting you have to tell the truth. If you're going to say you're going to do something, then you got to do it, right? There's responsibility for them, but there's also responsibility for me to say, okay, you're going to have the ball in your hands, you're going to do this, you're going to be the point guard, you can still score, but whatever it is, you got to do it. Sometimes I don't think that happens, and then you got a tough situation. So that's, on my part, that's what I would take no credit for that. As far as being the player of the year, I think that's something he could tell. I know he's going to tell you that I'm the best coach he's ever had, but you can finish it.
Oh, yeah. He is the best coach I ever had right here.
There you
But coming to Wake, one of my old teammates, he knew D. Will, so I hit D. Will up, before I, committed and everything like that. And then Coach came to Florida to out there to my house to come see me. So I thought that was, real genuine. So when I came to Wake, the team, all the community, coaching staff, it felt like, already, it felt like I've been here already for a year. So, just coming here, it felt like it was the easiest choice for me. And then, the basketball aspect, getting in the gym, early in the mornings, when I didn't have class or anything like that, and just working, on my game, and my teammates, helped me a lot, this year. So, I'm just really, proud of the way, we battled this year.
I think for somebody like Ty, he loves to play. He loves to practice. He's very competitive. And so when your best player is your hardest worker in practice, then you got a really good chance to have a great team. And I would give him all that credit. Not that he's not the only guy that works hard on the team. That's not true. But if he didn't, then the other guys probably would not. And they gravitate to that. And so I think he was special in that. He's a really, sometimes you just don't have good leadership just because guys aren't very, don't have good communication skills. He's got unbelievable communication skills. And he's like having a coach on the floor. It's not always that way. I'd give him all the credit for that. Davian's a perfect example. Davian's not very talkative, but he's become more and more over 5 years. And he made a hell of a defensive play today. At the end of the game, he stole it on the roll. He would have never done that 4 years ago. He'd been out there hugging his man in the corner, And so he's come a long ways, in that respect. Am I right about that?
You're right.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, you're right.
I know I am.
All right, thank you all.
All right, thanks.